Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the 1972 Mercedes-Benz 300, and this is another Forzathon exclusive car. So if you don't know about the Forzathon event that's currently going on as I'm making this video, I'll have a little link for you on screen right now, but I just want to show you this car in the Forzavista, talk with you about the car, share with you my opinions on it, and then also share with you some racing gameplay. So the first thing I want to say is I love the stock motor. I mean, did you see that motor? That does not look like a motor from 1972. That looks very modern, and that kind of surprised me when I saw it. I was like, wow, that thing actually looks really nice, and it also sounds good as well. This car basically sounds like a beast, and that's kind of what I consider this thing to be, is just a beast, because it's heavy, it makes a lot of power, and man, it sounds really nice as well. But in terms of looks, it's not the nicest looking car. I mean, 100% honest, it's not the nicest looking car, but for being a 1972, it looks pretty good, and I like the silver trim that they have on it. You can go with a lot of different colors with this thing, just because of that silver trim, because it gives it a lot of offset. And I think the interior of this thing, though, is absolutely beautiful. The wood trim looks so good on this thing, and it's just so simplistic. I love the interior on this car. But in terms of performance, that's kind of where I have mixed feelings about this car. Now, the car stock, it's rear-wheel drive, and the launch is okay, but this thing is very heavy, so the braking is really not that great. This thing just keeps on sliding down the road, and it just feels sluggish, though. The acceleration and the speed and even the handling, the car just feels very big and sluggish, and you don't really notice that at first when you just look at it, but once you drive it out on the roads, that's when you start to notice it. So the racing gameplay you're going to see here shortly, I decided to top it off at the top of the B class, and I just wanted to upgrade it a little bit because in the stock C class form it's just very slow and didn't really feel that great to drive, so I wanted to upgrade it a little bit. But I wanted to leave the stock motor because, like I said, I love the stock motor. It sounds really good, and I didn't want to put a V12 swap in it or anything like that, so it definitely gets a little bit faster, but overall it still feels a little bit sluggish, and the acceleration's okay, the launch is still very good, and if you put a little bit better tires and brakes on, though, the braking is certainly not an issue on this car, but the speed still just, it feels very sluggish, and the handling is okay. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either once you get some better tires on there. But overall, I just really don't think that I'm going to use this thing as a race car. It's just too big and sluggish, and yes, sure, obviously you can put a V12, do the race weight reduction, fully upgrade the thing, maybe even make it all-wheel drive, but the thing is, if you make this thing all-wheel drive, I guarantee you that it won't be able to turn very well, and if you leave it rear-wheel drive, it probably won't be able to grip very well. So maybe the best option might be to turn this thing into a drift car, but for me personally, I don't really want to do that, and I love the stock motor on this thing. I don't want to turbo it or put a supercharger in it. I just want to leave it stock completely the way it is, and you know, V12 swaps can be nice, but I don't like to hear that same sound for every single car. It doesn't even feel like the same car anymore. When you make it all-wheel drive, V12 swap, I mean, it's just not the same car anymore, and I love hearing some of the stock car sounds. Some of the stock engines sound so good, and I didn't notice that at first because I would V12 swap some of my cars, and I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that the stock car sounds so good. So I've really been opening my eyes with that and kind of just really giving the stock motors a chance on cars because it's a lot more fun than just swapping a V12 and all-wheel drive onto everything. But I know some people like to do that, and hey, you do you. I'm not judging at all, but I'm just sharing with you my opinion on that. The only other thing I want to mention is do not spend millions on this car in the auction house. Those Legend and Elite painters are really trying to take advantage once again, and this car is not worth that much money at all. I mean, it says this car is only worth 35,000 credits, and remember, hit that Forzathon right now this weekend. It ends on March 20th, 2017. Everyone can get one of these cars for free, so I would not spend millions in the auction house. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. But as always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this car and what you're building it to be. But I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.